In fact, there in Los Angeles. That's quite unusual, and all those big awards just coming in really in the past few minutes. Well, with me in studio is Louise Hosey, who's the BBC's social media producer. So she has been very busy this evening as she's been taking a look at the film industry and how it's been playing out on social media. So what struck you first?
Well, I mean, social media, the Oscars has just absolutely dominated social media over the last couple of hours. There have been a number of different hashtags trending. One of the most popular ones is just hashtag Oscars 2015, and to date that's been tweeted about 2 million times. So that kind of gives you a sense of the amount of people that are on their phones, on their tablets, that are involved in tweeting.
And what about one hashtag actually that struck me? Ask her more. Tell our viewer a little bit about that one.
Yes, well, this is a hashtag in response to women on the red carpet, to maybe a suggestion that some of the questioning about what they're wearing is a bit shallow, and a sort of plea almost for them to be asked some more intelligent questions. So this Ask Her Now has really taken off. Reese Witherspoon was tweeting it tonight, so that's one of the hashtags.
And I suppose that relates in a way. There was one little moment that struck me that has been retweeted also many times, and that's when Patricia Arquette, who got Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood, that film that they were arguing there whether that should have been Best Film instead of Birdman. She talked about equal pay, she talked about gender equality, and then that appeared to go viral.
Yeah, that's really kind of caught on, and that's been one of the main talking points. Patricia Arquette spoke about this inequality, you know, the wage inequality, and that's really been picked up on Twitter. There's been quite a few responses to that we have. So Charles Clymer, for example, on Twitter, he tweeted, "Thank you for standing up and calling out sexism in this country. You're a champion and a hero." Amy Poehler tweeted, "We're screaming at the screen because Patricia Arquette's speech was more incredible than we could have imagined." And Valerie Jarrett, who's actually an advisor to President Obama, tweeted, "Thanks for using your speech to advocate for equal pay and for understanding that when women succeed, America succeeds." And I've also just been having a quick look at the number of times Patricia Arquette's name's been mentioned, 320,000 times on Twitter since she actually made that speech.
And also with that, which I'm not sure whether our viewers will have seen it yet or not, the camera then focused in on Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lopez, who were seated beside each other at the table, and they basically went for it, fist pumping and supporting Patricia Arquette as she gave this speech. So that little clip also seems to have gone viral.
That did. That's really doing the rounds again on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and will probably be one of the most tweeted images, no doubt.
And with this, of course, since you've been sitting with me in the past couple of minutes when we were hearing from Peter, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Film comes in. Do you think how popular it becomes on social media, of course, that must give a boost as well to films or the actors involved?
Well, yes, I think it does, but I also think that's what's quite interesting is sometimes on Twitter, the sort of films that people are speaking about and the actors and actresses are not always the ones that go on to win. So, for example, this year, Selma was talked about a lot. Now, that could go back to when the nominations first came out in January, and there was a hashtag going around, the hashtag Oscars So White. 118 of the nominees are white this year, only 9 are non-white, and that's a hashtag that's been tweeted and spoken about today as well.
So with this, what do you take away from it as you've been looking at this throughout the night?
Well, I think the general feeling is compared to last year, it doesn't seem to have quite the same buzz. I'm not quite sure if Neil Patrick Harris has really managed to kind of get it going, and that's been reflected a bit on Twitter. Looking back last year, you had Ellen's Selfie that did incredibly well. So I think the jury's still out.
I think, and also that was mentioned by our guest there as well, Neil Patrick Harris. When I was scrolling through, indeed, there was a few calling for Amy Poehler, as you mentioned, or Tina Fey, or Ellen DeGeneres. So we'll see what happens next year. Louise Hosey, thank you very much. Well, stay with us on BBC World News. Still to come, Australia